Hey everybody, it's Sergeant Soldier, and here we are in the last hour of Sunday night, end of the week, before the wees start, and we start rolling into 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 a.m., or whatever it's going to be tonight. And it's a little part of my channel that I'm just kind of devoting as many times as I can. I fell asleep last week, so it tells you how late it is. It's I don't know, looks like 11:17 on my time, and that clock runs a little funky, so maybe go by your clock time. But I finished off the week with some real highlights. I got my shoes on, my Batgirl, which is my red-headed G.I. Jane, which is of course a avatar for my good friend Miss Paula. Shout out to Paula, I know you watch. We got to know Rob Noah with LadderwellNavy on Etsy. His name is Rob Noah, and he has been cutting naval rank, and he was getting as small as like for the corner of your gray computer vinyl sticker, you know. And he cut some real small for me, some E7 rank, and it peeled off and went on without a hitch. I did a little pre-stick burnishing, and I imagine that probably helped a little bit, but his other side was clear, and the black vinyl went down on the gray surface that I was building in exactly the way I wanted it. First try, I ended up with 3 extra, and he sent those to me for free. He sent me 5 for free, and then he just, for $10, he did a custom job for me in the kind of same scale and size, and those should be arriving next week sometime. Looking forward to that. That's Rob Noah over at LadderwellNavy on Etsy. Go check him out. That was a big find. I'll be shouting him out on Monday Night Show. And as you can see, I'm sitting next to 60 bottles of Budweiser beer, plus one. The one I had in here actually matched these perfectly. They say they're 1/12 scale. They are not. They are definitely 1/6. I also want to kind of reflect on how this week went. Being a dialysis patient, I don't know when to say stop, and I gained a bunch of fluid, especially in my legs. It's been really rough. Right after weeks of having neuropathy, I decided to eat a bunch of soup. As a dialysis patient, you may just be downing gallon jugs of iced tea. Sweet iced tea, of course. And I'm on the slow road to recovery. I did all 4 hours of each of my treatments last week. Something that I was avoiding because I was not gaining so much weight eating soup. So I'm on the long road to recovery. I've had a good weekend. I've been fasting all day. I had a good dinner, and I'm hoping to get through this weekend lighter than I was last week to start the next long slog of 4-hour treatments until all the fluid is gone. So that's a victory. I'm going to be on the live stream again for my little 5-minute Man on the Street segment on the Axis of Awesome live stream. I hope to get a link to the show someday, but basically you can go to Paul Knapp's channel, and I think that's where it's like live streaming from, and you can go to his live streams and probably it's in there when it comes on. I haven't tried. It's hard for me now because now I'm waiting for the show to start, and we're in the green room for about 5 minutes, and then boom, we're on. And the cue goes to me first. I do a little advertising. I'll be bringing up from Man of the Street, LadderwellNavy, along with something that my dad gave me because he knows that I like these things. And this was literally labeled on the top, the doohickey. And it's got like a pry up attack kind of thing, a little saw, double edged, that weird, that's a good cutter. Oh, that's how I cut it out of this thing. But it's got a carabiner on it, so you can hook it on. It's like a, you know, a bottle opener, etc. And it's, he knows that I like little things like this, like a little advanced P38s. So shout out to my daddy for sending that along to me with some other things. And tonight was brought to you by the way, by Hankco. Yeah, so those of you who love the Venture Brothers, here you go. The Sunday night, Sergeant Soldier Sunday night special, because I like lots of alliteration, and got the sergeant ranks, both on my flat cap, which is fun to have as, I don't know, branding or something, and then for my G.I. Joe green hat that comes with every one, the action soldier and action sailor and lead man of action and land adventurer, So I got sergeant stripes on that, and that's a good thing. And then, I'm through Cotswold. I'm going to be able to kit Batgirl here out with I've already sourced a sticker that'll, like a bat signal, yellow black bat, oval for the chest, and Cotswold makes a kind of a rubbery LBE or load bearing equipment or cartridge belt with that you can snip off real easy. That's yellow, and there's all kinds of places to put accessories, like they got a yellow flashlight. I could stay with this buckle yellow ammo belt from Cotswold. Shout out to Cotswold. And he has first aid pouches that would look good on there, and maybe not a canteen, but there's other little accessories and things that will fit inside that belt real nicely as it is. A couple of yellow wrist communicators, one extended and one not, would look good on the wrists. And I got a Batgirl, but it's Paula with red Chuck Taylor basketball shoes. That's a callback for a long way back between us. So, yeah. And I'm actually looking for the high tops. They make high tops for the females in the same shoe. I don't know why I went for these first. They may end up going on a Velma when I get the red Chuck Taylors and high top. And it's just one of those kind of purchases where you got to kind of pay your money and then wait. And and like it's going to be towards the end of the month before you see anything. And I saw a whole bunch today. I got the Velma in. She's dressed and waiting on her underwear and shoes, and but got her new head on. I want to get her some glasses, and that now I've got my Velma, so my mystery team is going. But this is kind of a crossover character into that world, so Miss Batman here or Batgirl, excuse me, is going to get some playtime in the mystery machine world with Scooby-Doo, etc. You know, uh, uh, at least in my head. And that's the thing about it. You know, uh, Adam, shout out, to Adam at the G.I. Joe, The Lost Chronicles. And he's building the same team and the same machine because I think we lived in the same world for a long time until this YouTube started up less than 3 months ago, by the way. Adam, again, I mentioned you because you said in like episode 3 of the live stream that it took me like a month to get 100 subscribers. And I mentioned this before, but it was 2 months. And it's been almost 3. I'm like a week shy of 3, and to being around 128. It was 129, but somebody unsubscribed. I guess that's common. And but I have a really big family. I'm one of 24 first cousins. That's Easter is like you see all these children running around. You're like, I know you're related to me, but I don't know who you are because there's like 100 of you now. And that's not, I'm not joking. Like my peacock side, my dad's one of 7, so I'm one of 19 on that side, and we all had 3 to 4. Some of us are up to 4 now. Oh my God, yeah! Shout out to my cousin Ben Peacock. They've got a 4th that they, I don't, Facebook. Wow, man, you can really travel around in time on that channel of news or social media, and I don't know if I'm catching them 10 years later or but I think it's one more. I mean, they're up to 4, and it's like, wow, yeah, man, go for it. He's a good dude. Ben, love you, Ben. Anyway, well, this part and parcel of the Sergeant Soldier Sunday night special is that I'm gonna ramble and kind of finish off the week in style with my thoughts, which are minimal. Um, like, I think a lot of channels crutch on a lot of controversy or politics or whatever it is that starts dividing people's opinions and getting more views and things like that. But the closer knit community that I found here in the Axis of Awesome, I'm so glad I don't find that. It's so off my radar. I've spent the last few, I guess, maybe a week. I've been watching the $6 Million Man. I'm going through season 1 again for all the cool stuff that I missed. That it later on turns up in the Venture Brothers in these weird ways. Like you can tell that they did these. I've seen the remake of the Hell in the Pacific, and then he goes back with the Hell in the Pacific Japanese guy, and goes and tries to find the Wolf Boy, and then the Wolf Boy and the Japanese guy decide to go off back into the woods together, which is not weird or creepy or anything like that. But hey, it was a different world in 1979. They weren't implying that, I'm sure, but I was like, man, boy, how good it was to live through a time where on Saturday mornings we had, Wonder Bug and the Lost Saucer and Land of the Lost, and on weeknights we had the $6 Million Man, which was like James Bond for Americans, but he was all like mostly like one arm and 2 legs robot or bionic with nuclear power, and they walk on an asteroid and the dark side of the moon, and there's like an Apollo 20 something, and it just I finally found out my son had finally acquired and uploaded onto our little channel. Upcoming details on that is that he has season 5 of the Bionic Man, so I got to watch that. which was like, you know, I always thought he had kind of grown his hair out and was, you know, solid Mr. 70 stash. But, you know, Steve Austin, that actor, he really kind of didn't phone it in. They revisited a lot of different things and explored a lot of different ideas that you could tell maybe the money was drying up and they were doing the best they could with what they had. But some of the episodes are really out there. Like that one about the mining on the asteroid, but no, that's not good enough. They have to go to the dark side of the moon, try there with nuclear explosions, and it's really interesting. So you know, there's a lot more we could put on that channel for sure. But I think we got all covered. The Venture Brothers, Johnny Quest, Land of the Lost season 1 upcoming. But you know, this would be something that maybe we could go from 2 people to. I'm kind of committed to getting it to, you know, that 8 to 12 range of people that I know that would enjoy just the break from the politics and the real world and the train wrecks and all that's going on. That's just, of course it is. And to get away from the politics and just enjoy just the golden time in our lives, which was a beautiful time between 6 and 10 when you could just pretend and make up worlds. And that was one of the points I was trying to make earlier about, you know, this world that we're making. It's really kind of difficult to put down like a lot of people have been. POPLOCKS 4583, by the way, in his short, the tribute to Sergeant Soldier, guitar and stop motion, chuff and chimney, link in the description. It until I started doing this YouTube and putting this down visually, this whole world was always in my head. And it feels, even at this point, kind of a whirlwind of something that just seems, it's come natural because of the community. Thank you, Axis of Awesome. But it's not normal for me to live outside of my own little world. I have a great preference for being alone. And it's really hard for me to reach out and make friends. And to find them without full of generosity and reciprocity and just, you know, the willingness to give more than they take. It's something else, and it's rare. And anyway, I think this has been a pretty good Sunday night special. We'll see if we can get it on before the midnight hour strokes. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in at the last minute. Maybe you'll catch this tomorrow. But this has been the Sergeant Soldier Sunday night special.